Hello my friends, back again with the ZX-10R restoration, and this week I'm tackling the rear swing arm replacement. It's been absolutely freezing here in the UK, and working on cold metal is not the most pleasant of experiences, but I'm determined to soldier on. So when I got the new swing arm powder coated, I removed the main bearings but couldn't get the needle bearings out. I figured they might survive the powder coating process, so I left them in. I was wrong. I then thought I would just reuse the bearings from the old swing arm and that they would be much easier to get out because I could apply some heat without fear of damaging the fresh powder coat. Wrong again. I then thought, I have this saying and it goes something like this: if at first you don't succeed, give up and get the help of a professional. So I ordered in some new replacement needle bearings and took a trip over to see my mate Dan, who was coincidentally the same guy who convinced me and helped me to do the engine swap on my Escort that I mentioned in a previous video.
One eternity later.
It's just this one's a pain because there's two next to each other.
Right. Do it without breaking you. Powder coat. Tell me if it starts moving.
You know what he's going to be next time, don't you? He's going to bring in the engine and he's blown up and he wants a lump put back on the side.
With the right tools and experience in metalwork, Dan made light work of getting the bearing casings out and putting the new bearings into factory spec. Having seen what Dan went through to get this done, I'm glad I got professional help because there's no way I'd been able to do this on my own with the basic tools that I have.
Yeah, so it's got one needle bearing, then the main bearing, a circuit, and then the two needle bearings in that end.
Edit this bit out.
Anyway, back to my nice warm and spacious garage to get the swing arm back on and start finally putting the bike back together, although that rear wheel has been on and off like a light switch in the last week. I then tackle what looks like a lifetime's worth of grease and crap around the front sprocket. The amount of effort it took me to get this clean is a solid reminder to stay on top of the cleaning if you care about your bike. Keeping on top of it will pay dividends in the long run. Had I replaced the front sprocket before, I would have known to take it off right at the start of this build, but I haven't and I didn't, so I'll be tackling that in next week's video. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please leave a comment below if you have any tips for anything I've done today that may have made my life easier. And if you've enjoyed this video, please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel so you can follow my progress. With that said, I'll catch you all in the next one.